بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نكمل على Chapter 4 اللي هو Multiple Linear Regression. We will talk now about something called coefficient of determination. Coefficient of determination هو شنو؟ هو يقيس إلى أي مدى الموديل يوصف البيانات بشكل جيد. أوكي، فمن اسمه determination يعني يحدد إلي. أوكي، يحدد إلي هذا المعامل، يحدد إلي هل الموديل قاعد يوصف البيانات بشكل جيد أو لا. فإذا لما أقول coefficient of determination، okay, this coefficient determine whether the model is good, fit the data good or not. Okay, so the coefficient of determination يقيس إلي شنو؟ إلى أي مدى إلى أي مدى الموديل شفي يوصف البيانات بشكل جيد. Okay, so this coefficient determine whether this model fits the data good or not. So we will talk about it now first with the definition. Okay, how we can calculate it? It is called coefficient of determination, CD. Why we call it CD? C for coefficient and D for the determination. It's called R square. R square في الأوتبوتس اللي بنحصلها في السوفتوير ووركس. زين، شنو يسمونها؟ يسمونها اللي هي multiple R. So you can find it at R output here as a multiple شنو؟ a multiple R. Yeah, here it is here. Multiple R شنو؟ multiple R squared. Multiple R squared. This called شنو؟ This called CD. Okay, اللي هي شنو؟ اللي هي ال R squared. ففي الأوتبوت راح أحصلها بهني R multiple R شنو؟ R squared. هاي اللي أسميها CD أو اللي هي ال R squared. So how can you calculate it? It will be 1 minus, okay, بسط ومقام. At the, okay, هني في البسط you will find sum of y minus y hat squared. You will find this, okay, then شنو؟ then summation. And here it is y minus y bar all summation all square. Then you will find the summation. So it will be 1 minus something called sum squared error SSE over SYY. This هني هذا ال SYY يسمونه SST. This T for total. Okay, so it will be the y minus the y bar. This will call it SS شنو؟ T. This SSE SST, okay, we will define it later. The value of CD is always between 0 and 1. So the value هني لازم تطلع لي محصورة من كم؟ من 0 إلى 1. It is not شنو؟ It doesn't exceed the 1. It measures how well the model fits the data. As we said before, it measures what? It determines how the model fits the data. Okay, so this is how we say it. So قلنا ان CD هي ما بين 0 وال1 وقلنا ان هي تقيس إلي شنو؟ how well the model fits the data. شلون جودة الموديل في قياسه وفي تضبيطه إلى البيانات. In general, the closer CD is to 1, the better the model fits the data. فإذا كل ما قربت قيمة CD من ال1 the model شنو better. فإذا the value of CD okay لما تكون تقريبا 1 or it is near to 1 is better okay is better. فإذا كل ما قربت من ال1 كانت شنو كانت أفضل. It quantifies okay the contribution. Quantifies means measures قيس okay the contribution okay مساهمة the independent variables in predicting y. So it measures, it quantifies the contribution of the what of the independent variables. فتقيس لي شنو يسوون هذين العوامل في التنبؤ بقيمة y، شنو دورهم okay. Then interpretation. Interpretation very very important for this coefficient اللي هو coefficient of determination. You will write about 100% CD. This is what? This will be the value of CD. So you will find CD okay, you multiply it with 100% and this value will put it here above this value. Of the total variation of predicting y, you will put y with the example or exercise word, can be explained by using the independent variables in the multiple linear regression what model. Okay, so this will be the interpretation. Okay, yeah. So something or some note here يقول لي كل ما زيت اوكي الاندبندنت so maybe مثلا كانوا 5 سويتهم 7 or 8 or 11 اوكي كل ما زيدت الاندبندنت شنو بصير يزيد قيمة LCD اوكي فكل ما زيدت الاندبندنس في الموديل يعني كل ما زيدت الاكس اوكي كل ما زادوا الاكس بيزيد اليه قيمة شنو بيزيد اليه قيمة السي دي okay. So we have a problem okay with the CD or with the R squared at the multiple linear regression. So we will define something called adjusted coefficient of determination. We will call something called شنو we will define adjusted coefficient of determination. The coefficient of determination معدلة. Okay, so we'll define something called what adjusted coefficient of determination. ما معناه إن ال coefficient of determination كان فيها مشكلة فرحت شنو سويت فيها رحت عدلتها. شنو هذا التعديل؟ التعديل بيكون إن السي دي adjusted المعدلة أو الار سكوير adjusted okay it will be 1 minus n minus 1 okay over n minus number of parameter okay and this will be the same. So this term will be شنو will be extra. فالadjusted شنو هو اللي سويت adjusted I add this term. So this term what will do okay وش بيسوي هذا الترم اللي ضفته okay هذا الترم بيحاسب على السامبل سايز okay فهذا الترم اللي ضفته وش يسوي يحاسب على حجم البيانات وعدد المتغيرات يعني إذا كان عندي ال n يحاسب إذا ال n كانت صغيرة أو كبيرة. okay, because they added the n here. and the number of parameters بيكون لي شنو في عدد المتغيرات، فكل ما زاد عدد المتغيرات بيتغير. okay yeah. okay so يقول لي ال r square adjusted it will be less than or equal شنو ال r square. فإذا ال adjusted المعدلة بتكون شنو أصغر من وش من الأصلية. so we define something called شنو we define something called coefficient of determination, but this has some problems. so we define something called adjusted coefficient of determination, and the value of the coefficient of determination is less than the coefficient of determination itself. so the above formulas the formulas above shows that CD adjusted is less than CD هي اللي قلناها هذه. note that adjusted has similar interpretation of CD, so the interpretation will not change, it's the same. it is called adjusted because it account for. okay فإذا هي تأثر على شنو مثل ما قلنا على حجم البيانات اللي هي sample size، عدد المتغيرات اللي هو number of شنو of parameters. okay حجم البيانات I write it already but I'll write it again. عدد المتغيرات. okay therefore it is preferred than CD. فإذا هي المفضلة، أفضل إن احنا نستخدمها أفضل من ما احنا نستخدم شنو من ما إن احنا نستخدم ال CD نفسها. okay and you can find it at the output also. okay it is here adjusted R square. this will be شنو CD adjusted, so it will be R square adjusted, this one. okay it is حتى you will notice it is what it is less. okay it is 0.6 but this will be 0.7, so it will be احنا مو قلنا ان ال R square adjusted less than or equal ال R square itself, so it is high adjusted term 0.6 less than شنو 0.7, so the statement is true. okay we'll continue. interpretation about 100 هاي اللي قلنا ان احنا نطلع القيمة وعقب نضربها في 100 of the total variation in predicting y. ال y ابدلها بال المثال الكلمة example words can be explained by using the independent variables in the multiple linear regression model after adjusting for the sample size and the number of parameters. so you will add this in the interpretation. so you will add this line as your interpretation when you calculate the adjusted. very important to add it in your interpretation. okay very important. yeah so here they said find CD and CD adjusted, then interpret your result. we already find them here at the output. okay here we already find it, but we will write them at a nice way. okay we'll use now the word. okay so when you find CD it is equal to 0.771. okay so it is about what 77%. how you calculate it? you will take this, you will multiply it with 100, you will find this. okay So you will write about 77% of. So from here you will start the interpretation. About 77% of the total variation in predicting the voltage. We change here the Y with voltage. Okay? Can be explained by using the independent variables in the multiple linear regression model. Okay, so you will write it as it is مثل ما هي في شنو في المثال اللي هو اللي عاطيني اياه انه about, but you will change this number. Okay, this you will find it yourself and you will write it of the total variation predicting y. Okay, so y you will write it voltage اللي هي exercise word can be explained by using the independent variables in the multiple linear regression model. So all this you will copy it from the sheet. It is the same. Just change this and this. Okay? When you go for CD adjusted, it will be equal 0.6253. Okay, so you will write, you will take this, you will multiply it with 100. 100, you will find it will be 62.5. Okay, so you will write about, so from here it will be the interpretation. About 62.5% of the total variation in predicting the voltage can be explained by using the independent variables in the multiple linear regression. Model. So from here, very important, you write after adjusting for the sample size and the number of parameter. So this will be the interpretation for the what? For the adjusted. Okay, so from here you write about 62.5 of the total variation of predicting the voltage. This will be Y. okay, can be explained by you. So this one also you calculate it and write it. Can be explained by using the independent variables in the multiple linear regression model after adjusting for the sample size and the number of parameters. This all you will copy it from the sheet. You just change this values and this y, you write it with the example word. Okay, so yeah, we will go for next page. The next page says that, okay, y equal a plus bx plus cz plus dw plus e. So this will be what? The multiple linear regression model. Okay, because we have more than one independent variable. Okay, so we call this part explainable and this part we call it unexplainable. Why? Because this we can fit it, we can find it, we can calculate it, but this one it is not possible to do all of this with it. Okay, so when you fit the model, okay, you write a hat, b hat, c hat, d hat plus e hat. Okay, so all of this you will call it y hat. Okay, you will call it what? Y hat plus what? The error. This will be not important. We will come for the next thing. The decomposition of the sample variation in the dependent variable y. So الديكمبوزيشن اللي هو شنو؟ هو التجزئة. جزأت منه؟ جزأت الواي. So we decompose what? y. أجزأ الواي of the sample variation إلى شنو؟ إلى dependent variable y. فإذا أجزأ من؟ أجزأ الواي إلى جزئين كهو. Okay, you will find it down. We subtract the sample mean, okay, from the both sides, then squared and summation. So they explain what they are doing here, okay? So this is not important, so leave it. It is not important. Leave it and come for this part. احنا مو قلنا سوينا decomposition، قسمناهم. شنو قسمنا؟ قسمنا هذا البارت إلى y hat and e hat. So this e hat, okay, they call it, okay, شنو سووا لي عقب ما سووا هاي الخطوة؟ وصلوا إلى هذه الخطوة اللي هي sum إلى ال e hat squared. Okay, and this they call it sum squared error. They call it what? Sum squared error. With degree of freedom is n minus k minus 1. Okay, n minus k minus 1. Here this will be y hat. Okay, this will be what? Y hat. So you can find here y hat. This will be y, so you can find here what? Y. Here y hat, right? Here y hat. Both of them minus what? Minus the y part. But first of all, this will call it SSM. SSM, sum square model. And the degree of freedom will call it K. So you will add these both, okay? You will add them. فهني you can find it clearly. Okay? You will add them. When you will add them, you will find something called sum squared T. The T is total because you sum them. So the degree of freedom for it n minus 1. So this is SST is also denoted by SYY. So this will be the decomposition of the فإذا Y equal Y hat plus E hat. This is the decomposition for its هذه تجزئتها. So you will find these information summarized at this table. So you can find here sum total, okay, SST اللي هي sum squared total, and M for model and E for error. Okay, so sum of square, it does not change. Also T, M, E. T with total, M with model, E with error. Okay? So the total, it measures the total sample variation. It measures what? The total sample variation. تقيس اللي على الsample كامل. It measures the sample variation only in Y. Okay? It is not the total. That is explained by the model. فإذا هي تقيس السامبل variation في الواي مجرد اللي موصوف في الموديل. But this, it measures all the sample variation. Here, it measures only that explained by the model. Here, it measures something not explained by the model. Okay, ففي الerror not explained by what? By the model. Here, explained by the model اللي هي في الموديل. And for the total, for the total sample variation. Okay, so what about the degree of freedom? Here the degree of freedom in a total, it will be n minus 1. And for the model, it will be what? Degree of freedom will be k. And k, okay, is the what? Is the independent. K is the independent. So if you are having three independent variables, k will be equal to what? To 3. Or if you have 4 independent variables, the k will be 4. Okay, then a degree of freedom, okay, حق error, it will be n minus k minus 1. So it will be n minus 4y because it will be what? It will be n minus k, okay? If you find k is what? Is 3. And it's here, it is minus what? It is minus 1. No. This is for something else. Okay, or you calculate it like this. It's just n minus 4. Yeah, it is like this. Yeah, it is sure. But maybe it is not a 3, so take it like this. N minus k minus 1. Okay? This is very important. This table is very, very important. Okay, we will move to the next page. The next page says the analysis of variance. Okay, the analysis of variance, or you can call it ANOVA. Okay, يعني الanalysis of variance هي نفسها شنو؟ هي نفسها الأنوفا. So this will be also very, very important. Source of variation. احنا مو قلنا هني ان الفاريشن ممكن يكون total sample variation موصوف كامل، او ممكن يكون explained by the model هذا sample variation، او not explained by the model. So here يبقى يعرف من وين هاي جاي الفاريشن، هل هو explained by the model او not explained unexplained. So explained تابع لمن؟ تابع للموديل، بينما unexplained تابع لمن؟ للإيرور. Okay, so the degree of freedom will be what? K for what? For the explained, as we said, في ال SSM. ال SSM قلنا لنا degree of freedom K. So what about the unexplained اللي هو التابع إلى الإيرور؟ التابع إلى الإيرور نفس الطريقة. ال degree of freedom حقه نفسه N minus K minus 1. N minus K minus 1. So يقول لي هذا ال one from where؟ This one from what؟ مالت أو حقت for the intercept. For intercept, okay? So we called explained مثل ما قلنا some squared model, and for the unexplained some squared error. Okay? So this will be sum of squared. The sum of squared, this is SSE. But what about the mean square? Okay, the mean square. The mean square will be mean square model, mean square error. Okay, mean square model, mean square error. But how can you find it? It will be exactly this way. I will write it here with green. You will take this, you will divide it with this. بالعكس, you will take SSM, this, you will divide it by K, اللي هي degree of freedom, this. And you will go here, you will take SSE, you will divide it by what? By N minus K minus 1. Okay? You can find here the formulas. And something else, and very important, you can call MSE اللي هي mean square error, you can call it sigma square hat. Okay? Yeah. You can find something called you can find something called RSE. okay, ال RSE شلون أطلعها؟ أو اللي هي ال SE, it's just the SE. You can take it as the square root of this. Okay, square root of this. Okay, we will go for the next. The joint or global or overall test for the model utility. We talked about it a little bit, but here we will take it as more detailed. We call it joint. Why we call it joint or global? Because it takes more than one parameters. لأنه ياخد أكثر من parameter, so it takes more than one parameter, so that's why we call it what? We call it joint or global, because it is overall, as we said every time, it is overall, it is overall the model testing. Okay, so this test called F test. We learned also the hypothesis. This would called hypothesis. H not all the parameter except intercept equal to 0, at least one, it is not equal to 0. Memorize it because it is very easy. يعني مثلا you can write here, if they give you the model from X to Z مثلا, you can write H not B C D equal to 0 like this. Okay, but if you memorize this, you will know how to write what? How to write this. Okay. Yeah. You will go for the graph here for the F test. You can see that this is right-tailed hypothesis testing. Then for level of significance alpha, the right-tailed critical values is what? Is calculated from the F distribution with table with numerator degree of freedom K as denominator degree of freedom N minus K minus 1. How? This tail اوكي يقول لي ان الاف تيست هي شنو؟ لازم موجبة، فرسمت الاف موجبة. اوكي all the time the F will be what? Will be positive. هي مو نفس التي. التي you can find it like this. And the Z also. Why it's turned like this? Z تكون أوسع. Okay, this will be Z and this will be T. Okay, but اللي هي ال F it does هي مو مثلهم، هي غير، هي positive. So هني قالوا إلي you will write it what? You will see it right-tailed. إنزين بس ذكروا إلي شيء خاص بالفورمولا. Okay, we will take it from the formula. It is easy. ال F test equal شنو؟ equal this all of this. هذا الجدول أخذه وأحطه في القانون. This over this يعني you can write it easily like this. I'll write it with the red to be clear. You can write it as mean square model over mean square error. Okay, this will be the F test, or you can write it as, okay, you can write it as explained over unexplained. Okay, explained over what? Over unexplained. Okay, and something important here, okay, at the formula, that we have 2 degrees of freedom. الديجري of freedom اللي في البسط بسميها new one، والديجري اللي في الدينومينيتور اللي هي في المقام we'll call it new 2. okay، فاللي في البسط بتكون only k اللي هي بس عدد independent variables، but اللي في الدينومينيتور we'll call it شنو new 2. it will be n minus k minus 1. okay, so some note here, we'll write here T test for single parameter, F test for multiple parameter. Okay, for multiple parameter. Okay, so we left with this statement here. Then reject the null hypothesis H naught of equal means if test statistic is greater than the critical شنو values. The critical values اللي بتطلعها من وين؟ من الجدول. You have here the tables. Okay, it is T, it is Z. No, it is not here, so we can find it where? Maybe here. Yeah. Yes. Yes, you can find it here. Okay, how you can work with this? This means what? Critical values here. Critical values mean you will use the table. So they write critical values. You will use the tables. Okay, you will find the values from the table. Then you will write your final conclusion. فبنروح نقارن مع الفاليو اللي طلعناه من القانون مع الفاليو اللي طلعناها من الجدول and we will write our conclusion. So here, okay, you will see this. في ال F statistic أو اللي هو في ال F tables لازم ألاحظ إن هني عندي شنو ال F كل ألفة إليها جدول بروحها. فهذه الألفة حق 0.1 okay. Then you have another table. هذه هني الألفة كم 0.05 and here you have the alpha equal 0.01 and so on, but you have only these tables, okay, so you will use them. فأول شيء لازم شنو أحدد أو ألاحظ الألفة اللي هم عاطيني وياها، okay، علشان أختار الجدول اللي راح أستخدمه. Then you will see here they are what they have 2 degrees of freedom. This will be for the numerator البسط. Then new 2 this will be for the denominator اللي هو شنو المقام. إذا شنو بستخدم في الجدول؟ بستخدم only the degree of freedom. فfirst you will choose the table اعتمادا على شنو؟ على الألفة. اعتمادا على الألفة you will choose the table. Then you will see the degrees of freedom and you will choose your value from the table inside. Okay, that's it for the tables. We'll return back here for our page. Okay, so we finish from this up. You will find here the individual test. Okay, individual test اللي هو شنو؟ اللي هو يقيس لي test for model utility. احنا مو هني قلنا joint و global وقلنا يقيس overall. الحين بناخذ الانديفيدوال. الانديفيدوال يعني مفرد، يقيس إلي شنو؟ ياخذ بس parameter only one parameter. Okay, so we call it T test. We call it what? T test. So H naught will be one parameter, so it can be B, C, D, whatever. It will be H naught that this parameter equal to 0. But the alternative, it takes 3 alternatives. Why? Because it can be positive and it can be negative. So if it is two-tailed اللي هي not equal, we call it two-tailed. Okay, we call it two-tailed. So here the negative and here the positive. And if it is greater than 0, so we call it right tail. And if it is less than 0, we call it left tailed. Okay, so the null hypothesis doesn't change. You will change what? Only the alternatives. If it is equal to not equal to 0, greater than 0, or less than 0. And the test will be, as we said, it is the parameter over the standard error of the parameter. And it has only 1 degree of freedom with what? N minus K minus 1. And something very important you will use for it, this table. That's called T distribution table. And for this table, or also you will use it when they say find the critical values. What's the meaning of critical values? The values that you will find them from the table. Okay, we will move here to the coefficient of determination. Coefficient of determination, we say that it is CD اللي هي R squared الار سكوير القانون اللي عرفناه. بس شنو اللي استنتجناه في البداية؟ كنا حاطين اس واي واي، استنتجنا ان الاس واي واي هي نفسها الاس اس تي. اوكي. So we finished already from this page. We will go to solve this exercise. Okay. And this exercise is really very important. Okay. This is an output. Okay. Use the following R output. You can write any output to answer the relevant questions below. So it is analysis of variance table. So it is ANOVA. ANOVA table. So you have R, sorry, response اللي هو Y. You have a degree of freedom, sum square, mean square, F value, P value, اللي هي P value. Yes. Then you have the residuals here and X. Okay. الإكس اللي هي شنو؟ هذه الإكسبليند. And the residual اللي هما الإيرور. So it is unexplained. Okay. So unexplained. So الأول سؤال what is the dependent variable؟ dependent variable هو شنو؟ هو الواي. So you will write y. So what's the independent variable? Independent variable هو الx. You will write x. The linear regression model is given by what? هو they only have شنو y and x. So the model will be y equal a plus b x plus error. Because they only have شنو y and x. So find the sample size is. Sample size شنو هو؟ الsample size equal. Yeah. It will be a sample size n minus k minus 1. n minus k كام؟ k only 1, so it will be 1 minus شنو؟ minus 1. So all of this will be equal شنو؟ equal 22. Okay. So you will find that this all of this equal شنو؟ ان ال n لو نحلها بيطلع لي ان ال n equal to شنو؟ equal to 24. Okay, ال n equal to 24. So you can use this ان ال n minus ال k minus ال 1. شلون؟ هذه كامل بتساوي شنو؟ 22 عادل لو لا. So I can solve it here but no space I think. Okay, I'll write it. Yeah, I'll write it as a word. It will be اللي هو n minus k minus 1. So all of this equal 22. So n minus k only x, so it will be 1 minus 1 equal 22. So n minus اللي هو 2 it will be 22. n equal 22 plus 2, n will be 24. Okay, n will be 24. So we used what? We used this value. Okay. Yes. Then the error estimated variance is error estimated variance معناته you will go for the unexplained error لا. Okay, estimated variance. Okay, this mean error you will go for a residual estimated variance. Estimated variance اللي هي شنو؟ sum square sigma square hat اللي هي نفسها ال MSE. ال MSE شنو هي الفاليو حقها؟ ال MSE this will be the value, right? it will be 1003. Okay, the coefficient of determination. The coefficient of determination اللي هو 1 minus ال SSE over ال SST. This all will be equal. You will find the values اللي هو ال SSE sum squared error this over sum squared total. How you can find the total? You will add these and you will find them. I will write it as the word. Okay, because هناك ما في space. So you'll find 1 minus SSE over SST. Okay, we already find the SSE. It is what? It is 22067 over total. I would add the two values اللي هما 22667 plus 74974, and the value will be 0.7726. So this will be R squared اللي هي coefficient of determination. Then so we will write just the value here. It will be 0.7726. Okay, that's the model sum of square. The model sum of square. So the model means go for explain. Sum squared explain. So this will be the value اللي هي 74974. The error sum of square, so we'll go sum of square and the unexplained, so it will be 22067. Then the total sum of square, these, add them. So we'll add 74974 plus 22067. It will be 97041. Okay, the degree of freedom for SSM اللي هي sum square model. The sum square model, this will be in the this will be the mean square. So we say that it will be what? Sum square model, it will be K. عدلولا sum square in the model, it will be K. And we have only X, so we have only 1. The degree of freedom for sum square error. Sum square error, here you have N minus K minus 1. So we have N minus 2. So you will have 24 minus 22. Sorry, minus 2. It will be 22. Okay? Yes. This is the exercise. You can go and find something else with a new exercise. Consider the multiple linear regression model. So we have another linear regression here. Multiple. It contains X and Z. With the following ANOVA partial table. So we have ANOVA. And answer the questions below. So we have here explained and unexplained. Here the degree of freedoms. And here the sum of square. Okay. Explained. Okay. Degree of freedom حقها K. Okay. So K will be 2 because we have X and Z. And the unexplained will be N minus K minus 1. So N minus what? Minus K اللي هي 2 minus 1. So it will be N minus 3. Okay, N minus 3. So they need the sample size. So you can find it from here. N minus 3, it will be equal 49. Then what? Then N will be 49 minus 3. It will be sorry, plus 3 because we take it to the it will be 52. the error estimated variance. The error estimated variance. مثل ما قلنا ال error I will go for unexplained. variance اللي هي s squared اللي هي sigma squared hat اللي هي شنو MSE اللي هي شلون نطلعها to be SSE over the degree of freedom اللي هي SSE sum squared errors to be this over this. Okay, this over this, you can calculate it and find the answer. The answer will be 36.840. The coefficient of determination اللي هو R squared also, you can find it. It is 1 minus SSE over SST. How you will find it? SSE اللي هي this value SSE sum square error over SST. You will sum all of this and you will subtract it from 1. You will find the answer will be 0.867. Calculate it, please. Check it. The model sum of square. The model, okay, the model sum square. So SSM because it is sum square model. So you will go here, sum square explained. You will write this number 11776.182. Okay, then error sum of square. So sum square error. You will go for unexplained. You will write this number 0.805.168. Okay, then the total sum of square. So sum square total, you will add these two, you will add them. You will find the answer will be 13581.350. The degree of freedom for SSM degree of freedom 2. The degree of freedom for SSE 49. The degree of freedom for SST, you will what? You will take the n minus 1. N 52 minus 1 to be 51. Okay? This you can see it in the table. You can see here it will be n minus 1. Okay? So here the answer, you can find the answer, all the answers, all the information at this page. It's the solution, okay? But I write it to solve it with you, but you can find it here easily. But check the answers, please, okay? So this will be the end of this part. Thank you for listening.